Hi Sagittarius, how's it going? I hope you're doing awesome. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm going to be doing a general reading for you today. I've already cleared the energy of the cards and shuffled. So I'm going to be doing a Celtic cross spread. Just take what resonates, leave the rest. Spirit, what messages do you have for Sagittarius, please? What messages do you have for Sagittarius today? Okay, here we go. I'll pull all the cards and then we'll go through them. Celtic cross spread. You have the Six of Swords reversed. The King of Swords. The Death card reversed. Seven of Swords reversed. Five of Swords reversed. The Page of Swords reversed. Temperance reversed. That's you showing up in your reading, Sagittarius. Four of Cups reversed. When a card comes out reversed, it just means you're getting extra protection from Spirit. Wheel of Fortune reversed. And then the Page of Wands. So, on the bottom of the deck, you have the Eight of Swords. So you have the King of Swords and the Page of Swords. And you have the Page of Wands. Now, the King of Swords and the Page of Swords can be related. They can be the King of Swords, the Page of Swords, and the Page of Wands can be you, someone in your life, or a situation. And so let's go through your spread here. Your first card that came out is the Six of Swords. This card represents your current situation. It's Aquarius energy. This card says you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed. Okay, it has quite a few different meanings. So you could be running away from problems. It could represent emotional baggage. It could represent unresolved issues, resisting transition, being stuck in the past. It's represented. It's a card of instability, going through a personal transition. It could represent resisting change. Some of you may be returning from travel. This card could represent someone who is causing trouble, rocking the boat. This card is telling you to look for ways to rebalance your life. You're slowly healing. This card represents a lack of progress, feeling trapped, feeling stuck, delayed. Some of you could be eloping. It's a card of confessing or a declaration. The Six of Swords is a very positive card, even reversed. But when it comes out reversed, it could mean delays, or that the harmony you're experiencing is internal rather than being expressed externally. You've come to a new way of thinking about your life, or you may be affirming your old beliefs and attitudes, finding a path that's comfortable for you. And this card reverse could indicate letting someone else make your decisions or tell you what to do. And it can also mean that you're moving in the wrong direction. You could be standing your ground. It could represent stormy relationships. It could represent changing or abandoning plans, feeling like you have nowhere to run. Know that peaceful times will come, okay? What's crossing you or what's challenging you or your situation or what you're celebrating is the King of Swords. Spirit is telling you to trust your ability to make a strategic decision, okay? You don't have to depend on anybody else to help you make a smart decision. The King of Swords can be male or female in a general reading. So the King of Swords is someone with integrity, someone who's serious, methodical. He has high standards. He's very precise. He stands for strength. He's a strategist. A strategist. He's an intelligent, logical, fair. He could be a lawmaker. He could be in law enforcement, a judge, in the military. He could be a counselor. He's a warrior. He has mental clarity, self-discipline. He's someone who uses their head. He could represent a father. He's very disciplined. He represents authority, truth. He's someone who's strict. He has intellectual power. Okay. So the King of Swords leads by intellectual ideals. He doesn't seek to inspire passion or have his people love him. He uses intelligence, objectivity, and analysis to decide what is right, fair, and just. These are the ideals he upholds for himself and for those around him. He leads by example. His standards are very high. He expects a lot of those around him. He has no patience for anyone who doesn't do their best or who doesn't share the same ideals. He can lack compassion for what he may perceive as weakness and is intolerant of uncontrolled emotional outbursts. He represents a man of great strength and authority. He could be involved with mental work, such as a researcher, a lawyer, a teacher, someone in the communications field, or a military officer. He is a good counselor with acute mental dexterity. He has a gift for thinking clearly and rapidly. He's able to express his thoughts with considerable eloquence. He represents a situation in which mental and communication skills are called for. You may be on the verge of a spiritual breakthrough and are ready to communicate it to others in your life. Okay, then your foundation card is the Death card. This is Scorpio showing up in your reading. It came out reversed. This card represents the basis of your situation or foundation. This card is about stagnation again, going through a personal transformation again. I'm just going to make a note of that. Stagnation, personal transformation. When Spirit repeats the messages, I believe they really want you to get the message. Resisting change again. It could represent a fear of change, holding on, the inability to move forward. It's a card of dependency, repeating negative patterns, stagnancy, resisting death and perhaps even stalling it, letting something drag on beyond its natural lifespan, which can lead to stagnation. You're putting off making necessary changes, usually out of fear. You feel that others are standing in your way, but you're really blocking yourself. You're stuck in old habit patterns that you know need to be changed, but you don't want to put forth the effort to alter them, even though you are unhappy with the current situation. You may be depressed or in a state of apathy, the result of refusing to accept the necessary process of psychological death, which leads to rebirth. The way out is to face up to your stagnation, frustration, and unhappiness. Let go of any relationships that aren't working. Time to throw out the old and ring in the new is the message with the Death card. Let go and embrace new beginnings. Okay, dependency, inner purging. And then your fourth card represents your past, but is relevant to your current situation. And you have the Seven of Swords reversed. Take great care of what you value is the message with this card upright, okay? Again, there's a confession. So you are confessing to something, or Spirit is telling you to confess, or someone will confess to you. This is a card of regret. Running away from consequences, having no backbone, being a coward, coming clean. It's a card of deception, maliciousness. This card tells you that the truth will be revealed. You're rethinking an approach. Deception, conscience, maliciousness, regret. Your conscience is kicking in. This card represents the imposter syndrome, self-deception, keeping secrets, turning over a new leaf, ignoring warnings, getting caught, being outsmarted. This card warns that a tricky plan will not work out, and whoever attempts it will be exposed. Okay. Seven of Swords has something to do with your past, but is relevant to your current situation. This card urges caution in all dealings. Secretive action or indirect communications may be occurring behind your back. Trust your intuition. Nothing is quite what it seems to be. You have to use your wit to achieve your aims. Be careful of being overconfident. You may appear to be on top now, but being too cocky could do you in. You have the upper hand over a tricky situation, but you still need to exercise caution. Discretion and discrimination are required. This card is about deception. Maintain caution and vigilance in all things during this period. Stay open-minded and flexible so that you can respond to changes quickly. You may be experimenting with different plans of action, getting various points of view. And then your immediate future card, what's likely to happen very soon in your life, is the Five of Swords reversed. You will heal yourself, is the message with this card upright. So this is a card of regret again. So Spirit is repeating regret, resentment, the desire to reconcile, the desire to forgive. It's a card of resolution, compromise, past resentments, moving on, compromising, communicating, overcoming challenges, releasing stress, not heeding warnings. Okay? It's a card of shame, humiliation. This card suggests an empty victory that was not worth the energy and consequences. Aquarius energy. Five of Swords reversed. Your losses have hit you hard. You're in a state of great unhappiness. You feel hurt, betrayed, angry, discouraged, but only you can pull yourself out of your misery. You may feel confused about why the crisis occurred, but deep down you know the reasons. You just don't want to face them. Okay? Desire to reconcile, reconciliation, regret, remorse, cutting losses, making amends, moving on, a peaceful resolution, overcoming challenges. And then the outcome you desire most in your situation is the Page of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. This card is someone who is, again, there's some kind of deception going on here. Deception. Someone is, the Page of Swords is someone who represents malicious gossip. They're defensive. Pages are messengers, so you may receive bad or disappointing news. Self-expression, they're all talk, no action. They have learning difficulties. They're being blunt or abrasive. They're cynical, sarcastic. Someone who has their head in the clouds. There's someone who's not speaking out. They have feel like they have nothing to say. They're cold. Lack of mental agility. They play mind games. They're a player. They're defensive. Page of Swords is someone that's having trouble getting it together. Although this young person is attractive, charming, eager, confident, clever, active, he isn't strictly on the right track. He could represent someone who is sponging off others, maybe their parents or friends, or it could indicate someone who's bad-tempered or capable of spiteful action. Insecurity lies at the root of this person's actions. This page still wants to know it all, but is more interested in knowing things she or he shouldn't, or that others would rather they not know. He or she is not likely to keep a secret, no matter how much they promise to. Okay? Lack of planning it could represent. And then your self-image. Take care of the detail and stay in control is the message with the Page of Swords. There's you, Sagittarius, showing up in your reading with the Temperance card. It came out reversed. This is your self-image, how you see yourself. This card talks about extremes, excess, a lack of balance. It's a card of self-healing, realignment, self-indulgence, recklessness, hastiness. This card implies someone whose behavior is out of control and very clearly immoderate. It can, although rarely, suggest that an extreme stance is called for. The Temperance card reversed. Again, Spirit is giving you extra protection from Spirit. It's a card of discord, a disagreement you've had a disagreement with someone. It's a card of clashing. There's a lack of perspective. Again, there's an imbalance in an area of your life. Self-healing. Things seem to be stalled, and there's not much you can do at the present except to just let things work themselves out, which they will in time. Patience is the key, for trying to force matters will cause bad feelings and poor results. It's time to concentrate on blending the different parts of yourself, psychological, emotional, and spiritual, into a new form. Temper extremes that throw you out of balance. You will find clarity through calmness, through being calm. And then your environment, or how others see you in your situation, is the Four of Cups reversed. Again, this card is represented by Cancer, and this card is telling you again to check in for alignment with yourself. This is a card of gratitude. It's a self-awareness, focusing on the positive, letting go of regret. It represents the end of stagnation. It's a card of motivation, enthusiasm, being re-energized, being proactive, choosing happiness, acceptance, having clarity, a zest for life, seizing opportunities. The Four of Cups reversed. It could also represent retreat, depression, withdrawal, negativity. Just take it how it resonates. You're experiencing displeasure. You may be experiencing displeasure, disappointment, or dissatisfaction with a relationship or the way a creative project is turning out. You want to withdraw to regain perspective and balance. It's a card of interest. It's telling you to focus. It's a card of self-awareness, focusing on the positive, end of stagnation. And then listen to your heart and follow what it's telling you. You're not doing that, okay? Sagittarius, Spirit wants you to listen to your heart. And then your hopes and fears, what you hope for and fear the most in your situation. You have the Wheel of Fortune. You're resisting change. This card represents unwelcome changes, breaking cycles, delays again, setbacks. There's a lack of control, or you're clinging to control, or there's no control. Control issues. This card could represent bad luck, upheaval, disorder, disruption. This card can suggest a temporary setback or even a complete reversal of fortunes in a direction that you didn't desire. And it's also warning you against the uselessness of flailing in the face of circumstances that you cannot change. You're holding back your own destiny by refusing to make the necessary changes or take the required actions. This is causing stagnation and frustration. You think you're waiting for the right time, but fear of the unknown is blocking you. You may be fantasizing about what you want to do, but you have to take action before anything can happen. You may experience delays because of lack of commitment. Ask the universe to show you the way and fearlessly follow the direction that you are given. Quit being wishy-washy and get on with what you already know you need to do. Okay? Breaking cycles, delays. And then your future, trust whatever the universe brings you. Okay, Sagittarius? Then your future, if all is to remain as is you got the Page of Wands. Be open to receiving good news. Aries, Sagittarius, Leo energy. This card represents a new opportunity, exploration, excitement, freedom. You're finding your passion. You're fearless. You're extroverted. You're eager, active, playful, fun, childlike, cheerful. This card could represent letters, phone calls, being optimistic, free thinking, confident, intelligent, receiving good news. Someone who's innocent, imaginative, youthful, has limitless potential, is determined, is a free spirit. This card represents new exciting plans, is charismatic. Okay? Page of Wands. This page indicates a creative restlessness, pent-up energy, and perhaps some frustration. She has passion and desire, but she just isn't quite sure how to put it to good use. This is someone on the verge of a discovery or a new phase of life. And the sooner she's able to start the new phase, the happier she will be. This card could represent receiving a message about a new job or career, travel, or something of a spiritual nature. You may be receiving an important positive message regarding your current project or situation. It usually references work, although it may be of a social nature. If this represents a person in your life, it could be a younger relative or friend, an apprentice, student, or assistant. This page is an enthusiastic adventurer and may be interested in international travel, foreign cultures and people, the arts, or philosophic projects. And then the last card at the bottom of the deck was the Eight of Swords. Release yourself from self-inflicted binds is the message with this card. Anything that's holding you back, Sagittarius, you can release yourself, okay? This is a card of ignorance again. So Spirit is bringing up ignorance again. Feeling restricted, victimized, paralyzed by fear, feeling powerless, helpless, negative thoughts, victim mentality. This card represents a situation where you feel helpless, problems surround you, you feel trapped. No matter where you look, danger, obstacles, problems confront you. It's a card of consequences again. Spirit is bringing up isolation from others, feeling like your hands are tied, the inability to act, feeling pressured, hopeless, backed into a corner. This card also suggests while the situation probably is as bad as you think, escape is possible, okay? Being silenced, having a negative attitude. You can change these matters, okay? This something is causing you great unhappiness, but the bad situation is temporary, just so you know, okay? You feel trapped, either unable or unwilling to choose. Therefore, you feel stuck in a painful state. But you can be your own worst enemy, though, Spirit is saying. So watch for that, Sagittarius. Thank you for letting me channel these messages for you today. I'm very grateful. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Take care, Sagittarius. Bye.